Welcome back, guys, to Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutors Gambit, where last episode, after debunking the monster sighting and pointing out it was the Big Berry Circus's balloon seen that night, we revealed to all that the mastermind was Simeon Saint and set out plans to corner him. Heading into the circus's big top, our foe soon drops his facade and faces in a war of words as we attempt to drag out the truth and hopefully a confession. But what we have first found out is a mistake in Simeon's memories that we now rectify. Mr. Saint, are you sure you didn't know the name of the murderer until just now? Do you think I'd sit on it if I did? No, I'd have reported him to the police straight away. All I knew was that Bronco's dad tricked my dad. And that's how I knew my dad was the one who was killed that day. Bronco was a traitor. He helped his father murder mine. He was the son of a cold-blooded killer. He deserved to die.
Objection!
I'm sorry, Mr. Saint, but you've made a mistake. A big one. A mistake? What do you mean? Artie Frost was a sculptor. He'd been working in France not so long before the murder, under the name Paul Helique. So I hear, but I don't remember anything about that. I wish I could. Well, I'm afraid it's only natural that you don't, because he wasn't your father. Huh? Is this your idea of a joke? Well, it's not funny. Not at all. You're right. It's not. But you need to know the uncomfortable truth. This piece of evidence proves that you're not Artie Frost's son. I take it. It's the fact that, of course, you had a Paul Helique ring, Bronco Knight.
Take that!
Huh? Bronco's chess set. And a ring. What if he was mistaken as well? That'd be crazy. Yes. Take a look at the ring for me, if you would. What does the engraving on it tell you? It's 2 letters, right? It is. This is the seal which Paul Helique used to mark his works. And it was found next to Artie Frost's body 18 years ago. But why would Bronco have a memento of my father? The police looked for Frost's son for a long time, and eventually they found him. The ring was handed over to the man they were able to prove was his child, Bronco Knight. What? But that's not... That would mean I was... Precisely. That you are, in fact, the son of Carmelo Gusto. No, that can't be. I'm... My dad was... I remember, don't I? Bronco tied me up and locked me in that car. It was his fault I lost my dad. He deserved to die. Didn't he? No way. So I get to see your circus thing even though I'm in jail. Yeah, I was looking forward to the next move in our little chess game, so the show was just the icing on top. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. I will. And hey, come back soon, okay? I'll be mulling over my next move in the meantime. Oh, speaking of which, I put a little something in your chess set. But you can take a look at it later. A little something. No idea what that might be, but thanks. If you hadn't detained me 18 years ago, it wouldn't have had to end like this. Huh? Did you say something? Me? Oh, it was nothing. Goodbye, Bronco, and farewell. I did all that, and now you're telling me that it was my father who killed Broncos. Then what was all this for? I didn't want to wind up dead too. I didn't want to be weak and vulnerable. That's why I try to be like Canis. Why I stayed in touch with him all these years. That's the thing that gets you to say stuff? Have we won already? And there we have it. The truth at last. Mr. Saint, you were Mr. Canis's correspondence chess partner. And you were the one manipulating events this whole time. You're right, it was me. It was me all along. Alas, he's finally telling the truth. I was the one who witnessed the murder 12 years ago, but you knew that already. The president's assassination, just as we thought. Which means he's the one who drew the picture. And they knew it too. That's why Lagarde kept questioning me, day in and day out. It got so I couldn't face what I knew the next day would bring. I was a nervous wreck. Who could blame me for wanting to get out of there? But I imagined it wasn't as easy as simply running away. Winner would have sent his men after you. No matter where I went, they were on me. They never stopped coming. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. I couldn't sleep at night. Even the smallest noise had me chasing shadows. It drove me crazy. So I joined the circus. At least that way, moving from place to place was part of the job. My whole life I've been up against the chief prosecutor and the warden of a prison. No regular person could hope to stand up to people like that. From the time I was a child, I had nobody. But they weren't even the worst of it. The body double was behind it all, controlling everything. He may have been a fake, but he was the president of an entire country. What hope did I have? There was only one person I could turn to, Canis, the man who saved my life. He wasn't like Bronco. He really did want to help me. That's quite a claim. Strange to think of our famously ruthless assassin winning the admiration of the child he saved. He showed me how to stop being a victim, to stop being hunted, to become a hunter myself, and they all became my prey. But I doubt even you imagined that the body double would ever go so far as to co-opt our country's police. No, I sure didn't. And as long as Winner was around, no evidence was ever going to stand. He even nearly managed to ruin things this morning. The guard almost got away with it again. But I know him now like the back of my hand. I could see exactly how it was going to all go down. So we saw right through their plan. How Chairman Winner would try to suppress the evidence in Warden Lagarde's trial. I see. And that's why you kidnapped Sean, correct? You wanted to force a guilty verdict regardless of the presence of evidence or the rule of law.
Objection!
Maybe I did, but how else was I going to make them pay for what happened 12 years ago? Whatever helps you sleep at night. But Winner pulled one last surprise, didn't he? He tried to kidnap Sean himself in the hope of influencing the verdict. In other words, you chose the exact same course of action as the man you so fervently claimed to hate.
Objection!
That's only if I'd actually kidnapped anyone at all. But I'd never do anything so wicked. Never ever. Me commit a crime? No. Besides, I don't hate the three of them. If anything, I'm grateful. If they hadn't done what they did, my revenge wouldn't have been nearly as fun.
Objection!
So you admit it. Your motive in all of this was nothing more than revenge. Sure, I admit it. So what? I despised every single one of them. But here's the kicker. I didn't kill anybody! The most you can blame me for is writing the odd letter here and there. A quick note to Ringer to tell her about Winner. Another to him so he knew about her. But the fact that they wanted to kill each other and one of them succeeded, that was all on them. So you take no responsibility for the fact that your actions resulted in multiple murders? Right, same thing at Gore Lake. People are much easier to control than animals, you know. The whole fake assassination plot, added that to Bronco on a plate. That was part of his plan too. So Rook's murder was...
Objection!
No. That was all Bronco's idea. Nothing to do with me at all. Still, it moved things in the right direction, wouldn't you say? Isn't fate a crazy thing? You can't talk like that about a murder. Setting Lagarde up was easy too. I just made it seem like Knight and Canis were in contact with each other. And slipped the chisel inside the chest set. So it was you who put it in there. Yes, it was. I thought that might point everybody nicely in Canis's direction. Worked out pretty well, even if I do say so myself. Who knew that would be all it took to make that awful woman murder poor Bronco? Border. I guess she got to where she just saw enemies everywhere she looked. I know the feeling. Even the smallest thing can send your paranoia into overdrive. And then, things get ugly quickly. I had a front row seat for the whole show. You were the last piece to be put into play, of course. Who? Me? You solved both cases and finally brought down Winner and Lagarde. I guess you could say your powers of deduction were the weapon that put an end to them both.
Objection!
I didn't solve those cases for your sake. Sure, you didn't know you were doing me a favor. You were just playing to be an attorney for a little while, right? What did you say? All I had to do was cower and say, no, a few times. And you rode to my rescue like the hero you are. Was getting arrested part of your plan too? No, that wasn't something I expected, I have to admit. I never thought they'd take the chisel for the murder weapon. That was a real plot twist. Made my blood run cold, for sure. But then, who should come through with a turnabout to end all turnabouts? The greatest legal mind of his generation. My knight in shining armor. I bet it felt pretty good saving me like that, huh? You want to thank me, you know. I don't do that for that many people. You're wrong. He wasn't playing at being an attorney. He was trying to help you because helping people is what Mr. Edgeworth does. He helped me right when I needed it most. Okay. Oh, did he? You're sure he wasn't just trying on his dear departed daddy's shoes for size? No, that's not what he was doing. Come on, K-Meister. Don't let this clown get you down. He's projecting, plain and simple. Painting other folks with his own grubby brush. It's not just that he doesn't trust other people. The poor kid doesn't even understand the concept. Doing something for somebody else's sake? Forget about it. He'll never understand. You think I care what you have to say about me? Consider this for a second. I've gotten my revenge on everybody I set out to get it from. And yet... No. Testimony, eh? You can't prove I incited anything. Think about it. I never actually did anything. What's my crime exactly? Explain it to me. You think you can pin an incitement charge on me? Read my letters. I don't mention murder anywhere. If I did, maybe you'd have a case. Maybe you could say I encouraged them. But it's the same story as always, I'm afraid. You can't prove I did anything at all. That's not true. You kidnapped me. Sorry, but did I miss the part where you proved that? All I ever admitted to was sending letters. Letters which didn't threaten, coerce, or encourage anybody to do anything. I just passed on what you might call pertinent information. He's a slippery one, I'll give him that. There's got to be something we can do. What about this excitement stuff he's talking about? Incitement, Kay. It means to encourage or direct another person to commit a crime. In the eyes of the law, it's seen as equivalent to committing the crime itself. So then we just need to prove that he told them to do it. You say that like it's gonna be easy. Guess maybe you're not so big on due process after all. You think you can make me carry the can for murders I had nothing to do with? Think again. I don't even have to talk to you if I don't want to. In fact, why am I still talking to you? I can think of one reason. The tent is surrounded. There's nowhere left to run. Really? You don't think I planned my escape too? What if, just to pluck an idea out of nowhere, I trained all of these vicious wild beasts to attack on command, for example? All I have to do is say the word, then sidle off stage in the chaos. What? You wouldn't? Hey, I'm just spitballing. You'd pay to see that, wouldn't you? I could just as easily take Sean hostage with a gun I may or may not have in my pocket. Yeah, you know what? That would make for a killer show. You will do no such thing. It's hard to know what lengths he might actually be prepared to go to. But knowing what we know about him already, we have to be prepared for the worst. Fine, I'll humor you. Once the curtain goes up on this little performance, it better be a lively one. Bore me and we're done here, alright? Let's see if you can keep me entertained, shall we? It's not going to give me an inch. There must be something we can do. We can't let his crimes go unpunished. What do you mean by bore you? Is there something that I can literally present to straight off the bat without pressing? Is pressing bad? Pressing is how we get a lot of our information. Think about it. I never actually did anything. What's my crime exactly? Explain it to me. Let's find out.
Hold it!
You encouraged others to commit murder, and those murders were duly committed. And if I can prove it, you will be punished just as if you had done the deed yourself. Yeah. What was the word for it again? I forgot already. Incitement, Kay. Chairman Winner, Warden Lagarde, and Bronco Knight. All were criminals in their own right. All committed unforgivable acts. But all were induced to commit those acts by somebody behind the scenes. This man right here. Oh, ho, oh, 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 oh. You really don't hold back, do you, Miles? But it doesn't change anything. You think you can pin an incitement charge on me? Read my letters. I don't mention murder anywhere.
Hold it!
Nowhere at all? What? You didn't look? I can give you a minute if you like. He's clearly confident that I won't find anything. He must have planned those letters down to the last word. Look, I don't want to teach you how to do your job, but if you can't prove I encouraged them to commit those murders, your incitement charge goes up in smoke. Too bad, so sad, Miles. If I did, maybe you'd have a case. Maybe you could say I encouraged them.
Hold it!
I know for a fact that you made those murders happen. Yeah, there's something I need to tell you. Truth is, I was the one who made Big Bad Chairman Winner kill Little Miss Rosie Ringer. What? You told me yourself.
Objection.
Did I? And you can prove it. If you can't, this ends here. Just ask yourself, could this sweet innocent boy have done the things you're saying? No. I hate to admit it, but he's right. Without proof, we have nowhere to go with this. We could only prove what he said on the phone call. But it's the same story as always, I'm afraid. You can't prove I did anything at all. This is our statement, by the way. This is it. Now, we got the bugged pin that's here. Well, I don't think we're presenting this. I mean, we can look at the bug, I guess. We had someone who was listening into all communications at the time. I just can't remember what they actually recorded. Well, there's the bug. A recording of signals that were intercepted from the bug that was planted in Kay's pin. We're not allowed to tell what the signals are. I mean, you got a lot of stuff. Is it in there? I mean, that's how I ended up coming through on your thing, and it was just afterwards. I can't remember if it was like we actually heard back what we did, but she definitely heard us doing the talking. So...
Objection!
Incorrect. Mr. Saint, this piece of evidence...
Objection!
Put it away, Miles. Just put it away. I haven't even finished speaking yet. Yeah, you really don't need to. I know a bluff when I see it, and this isn't even a good one. It's written all over your face. What kind of face am I making? He's a slippery customer, Miles Areno. That's for dang certain. It's fine, Fender. I'm not about to give up. Hey, I was hoping you'd say something like that. Well, back to it. I'll be cheering you on from here. I'll bet you're about to drop a logic bomb that'll blow this case wide open. I hope so. Either way, we'll get to the truth in the end. I thought that would be the statement. It's the same story as always, I'm afraid. You can't prove I did anything at all. Maybe it's that one because the proving.
Hold it!
The same story as always. What do you mean by that? Why does that matter? That's not important here. You know what is important, though? That you can prove nothing. Nothing! Until we have some way of showing that he's guilty, we're just going to continue floundering. Either I thrust items of evidence in front of him and hope for the best, or I go over it all one more time. Whichever method I choose, proof is the only way we're going to get anywhere here. He confessed to me over the telephone. He told me he was the one who made Chairman Winner kill Rosie Ringer. I just need to find a piece of evidence that proves what was said on that call. So it is here. It is probably that. Is it this one? Or this one? I only get 3 goes. But we got this with the intercepted from the bug. Got the bug. Oh, wrong statement. Right answer, wrong statement, but I thought it was the previous one because of the text that came afterwards and the fact that it revealed the thing, you know, like told us about that, and it had the bugged conversation going on in the statement press. Damn it. I'm afraid you're wrong. I have proof that you meant for at least one murder to happen. Because you said so yourself. Yeah, there's something I need to tell you. Truth is, I was the one who made Big Bad Chairman Winner kill little Miss Rosie Ringer. What? I said that. Weird, I don't remember. But it was a changed voice. I know you think you can worm your way out of everything. But this time you're wrong. I am. Yes, because our conversation was being recorded. By someone intercepting the signal from the very listening device you planted. It was... You got your conversation with the clownie on tape. That's what you're trying to tell us. No! Lungzi says, a schemer's schemes will swallow him in the end. Miss Lloyd, could you play us the tape, please? You bet I can. You got it. It was this part right here. Mr. Edgeworth, that's Judge Gavel's cell phone. Who is this? You're the one who abducted Kay. I can't hear, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry. It was right around here. I was surprised as... Oh, putting on speakerphone. That's what made it go through the bug, back through the bug. And then that bug signal was taken, yeah? I was surprised as... Huh? That's weird. What? No! Is something wrong, Miss Lloyd? I'll say. Seems we maybe, didn't quite catch the next part on tape. What? Why? How could it not be on there? Oh, poor babies! You think I'll leave myself wide open like that? Well, think again! There's something a little special about that bug, you see. It can be turned on and off remotely. Oh, because we'd have heard you back through the thingy as well when you put it on speaker. What? I never knew they make those. Remote control bugs? Sure they exist, but... So you switch it off to avoid being recorded. Bingo!
Objection!
But how? You would have had to know you were being recorded in the first place.
Objection!
And I did. Of course I did. It was so obvious that someone was eavesdropping. And that's because... Miss Lloyd, was it? You knew about the kid prosecutor's kidnapping without any prompting. No. You heard that whole conversation. I did indeed, old pal. But I must say, I thought you would have figured it all out much sooner. Aren't you supposed to be a genius prosecutor? Ah. No, where were we again? Oh, yeah. The part where if you couldn't prove incitement, it was game over. Ah, well. Wait, Tabby, are you recording all this? Ah. Ah, shucks. So my tape ain't gonna be a no use to nobody after all. Come on, I must have recorded something you can use. If only that were true. Hey, K-Meister. Yeah. The old buggeroo was hidden in your pin the whole time, right? Not shake anything loose from the old brain tree. I don't know. Give me a sec to think. You're the only one who's been directly in contact with him before.
Objection!
So sad, relying on flawed evidence, desperately trying to make it stick. Well, that's quite enough of that for now. Next topic, please. He's trying to steer us away from our current line of inquiry. You're the only one who's been directly in contact with him before. Kay had a one-to-one encounter with him only recently. What if the sound from that point in time had been recorded? Miss Lloyd, how long were you recording the intercepts from the bug for? Started about, let's see now, 2 nights back? In which case, during which time frame would we be likely to find Mr. Saint's voice on that tape? I guess 2 nights back. Yes. Yes. Mr. Saint abducted Kay and took her up to the roof of the big building 2 nights ago. What if there was a recording from around that time? Miss Lloyd, quickly, play us any tape you have from the night before last. Huh? Oh, sure thing. That's the sound of the balloon. Indeed it is. At around that time, I imagine Mr. Saint would have been transporting you in it. Which means he can't have been too far away from you or the bug. Is there anything else on the recording, I wonder? There's something in the background, isn't there? Oh my god! Bang ka-chang! There's a gunshot? Why was a gunshot fired? I'm trying to think. What? Wait, that noise! That was a gunshot! Oh, but... Ah! Zzzt. You turned the bug off then too, it seems. Unluckily for you, you were a little late in doing so. There's no escaping it now. That gunshot ties you directly to the case. Huh? What are you talking about? Nobody ever even mentioned a gun. He's wrong. Somebody involved with this case discharged a firearm. I just need to remember who it was and present the piece of evidence that proves it. Which piece of evidence shows that a gun was used in an incident related to this case? Well, it's, someone got ka-chang, bang, ka-chang, bang, ka-chang. Bang, ka-chang. That's all I can say now. Well, listen, we're too far back now. Alright. Gunshot residue detected on right hand. This guy shot at someone. There we go. That was what I was looking for. But I was just like, not sure what I was going with here. It's probably President Wang's autopsy report.
Take that!
It's written right here in the President's autopsy report. Traces of gunshot residue were detected on his hand. And where was Kay when the gunshot was recorded? That's right. She was in the balloon being taken by you to the top of the big building. However, the roof wasn't as deserted as you needed it to be. Yes, I was there with the President. Wait, not long after we started talking, he noticed something and told me to leave. And if a gunshot rang out shortly after that? Don't tell me you didn't hear it yourself, Mr. Saint. Not when it sounds crystal clear in this recording. I thought the gunshot happened down there and it just ties us to the place even more, but still. I'm wrong. Edgeworth is cleverer, so it's all good. You're just going to pretend to ignore me. What else do you expect me to do when you keep spouting your weird theories? We didn't just hear a gunshot on that tape. We heard it hit something too. If you listen carefully, you can hear that the bullet hit something too. Could the President have been aiming at Mr. Saint? What would the bullet have struck? I mean, it sounded metallic. But I mean, the thing he's shooting at in that picture is literally the Lion hot air balloon. So...
Take that!
I think the President was firing at the balloon. And if he was, what we heard on that tape could have been the bullet hitting the basket. Let's take a look and see, shall we? Oh, we just dragged it in. Well, it's a very metal basket. And, hopefully you weren't lying there at one point, Kay. I might examine a bit more of this. There's a super long rope coiled up in the bottom of the basket here. Look it over. Are there signs of it having been struck by a bullet? On it. Hey, Mr. Blacksuit, take the other end, will you? Yes, ma'am. Nothing here. Or here. Nope, looks clean. Nothing here either. Guess this isn't what it hit. And let's move on and find out what it did. I mean, if it hit that, we'd have been in trouble. There's a gas tank here. It's fixed to the side of the basket. It doesn't look like it's been hit by any bullets. Which is lucky. That would not have ended well for anybody nearby. Alright, let's look elsewhere, shall we? Specifically you, Kay. Let's look over the sides of the basket just in case. All right, I'll start from over here. Hey, what are you doing just standing there? Help them too, will you? Yes, Shifu. Nothing. How about over there? This side's clean. Not even a speck of dirt. But I'm right about this. I know I am. I need to think about the sound it made when it hits. It's metallic. It sounded like something harder than the wicker part of the basket, like metal, in fact. I mean, to be honest, the wicker basket has metal braces anyway. But we knew it was here all along. A hole! With a bullet stuck in it. There's a bullet hole in the bottom of the basket. I'd call that pretty conclusive proof. Flying hot air balloon data has been updated by organizer. Well, Mr. Saint, how do you explain not just the sound on the tape, but the accompanying bullet hole? You see everything, don't you? It's pretty impressive, I have to admit. I doubt there's anything I could hide from you if you really wanted to find it. Shut up and confess, will ya? All right. No need to get cranky. It's testimony time. What really happened 2 nights ago? It keeps on keeping on. We're not near the end yet, though we have very much placed you on the scene implicated with the president, etc. Did we really prove that guy was there? We proved that when you really look at it, all we proved was Kay was there, bugged. Someone was flying a balloon. It was a big Berry Circus's balloon. And the doppelganger, the fake body double president, shot the balloon. That's what we've actually proved. We still haven't proved him being there. Though he is in charge of it, that gives plausible stuff. But could someone have stolen the balloon? This is something we probably have to get round. It might be what really happened 2 nights ago. The balloon got stolen. I was in bed. The end of testimony. Might be the truth, but we'll find out next time on Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutors Gambit. I will see you guys then for more. And until then, I say, bye-bye.